Well, this actually becomes an annual video. We did one about this subject about a year ago, and it's time to do it again. And it's my favorite subject, called lightning. And, or do you really want to experience the power of God, I suppose? And my guys here tease me about our approach to it, because I call it RAT, which means you go around your house or around my business like a rat would, and you stay close to the walls and you unplug everything you can find so that God doesn't rearrange it for you. Which, before I go any further, I want to digress into something that's really important. A lot of people don't realize, in that if you have very high quality audio or video equipment, you may or may not be insured under your household insurance. You may need to declare it as a special item in your house. So take a close look at your insurance policy on your house, because they're going to charge you an insurance based upon the size of the risk. So if you have something very unique, like very expensive this or very expensive that, and they have limitations or special exemptions, unless you declare it, make sure you're covered. Well, I want to get that one out of the way real quick, because I've seen that one hit. But let's move on. The fact is that generally in computerese, a lightning strike within a half mile is considered a direct hit. And lightning starts at the ground and goes up. So one of the reasons that we go with unplugging is that very few systems can withstand those type of direct hits. Certainly that anything that's dependent upon integrated circuitry is far more susceptible than discrete componentry. So that's why oftentimes you'll see that the processors or CD players or those type of devices are toast, and yet the power amp seems to be okay, because in power amps they typically use discrete devices. Of course, if you have Class D, which we have in Bel Canto, well, they're going to be more susceptible than a traditional power amp design like the Bryson sitting above it. A lot of people sell things that are supposedly surge protection. Now, yes, they are surge protection. They will clamp down and prevent significant voltage swings to getting to your electronics. But that is nothing anywhere near the scale of a lightning strike. If you want to see how this played out in business, early on in the history of the Monster Cable power centers, they sold it with a little sticker that said up to $100,000 coverage against lightning. Within a year or two, I don't know if they still use that sticker or not, but the company that sold Monster Cable products were Noah Lee, and the company that built these power centers and sold them and distributed them were two distinct companies. So if anything went horribly wrong, the company that made the power centers, they were the ones that took the hit, and the cable company was just fine. So obviously, they learned their lesson that these little $250, $300 boxes weren't enough. I once had the chief financial officer of General Electric here in Cincinnati, who built jet engines. They spent quite a huge sum of money building systems to protect their computer systems against such events. And trust me, if a company could have spent $239 to protect a multi-million-dollar computer against lightning, they would have spent $259, okay? They spent a lot of money. Definitely in the 7 digits, easily. So don't assume that the little boxes you have that are designed for surge protection will do you any good against lightning. That's that's a real gamble on your part. Now, when you're unplugging, we recommend that you pull the power cord away 2 to 3 feet from the actual socket. The reason being is that we've actually had a couple customers where their entire systems got fried, even though they were unplugged, but the plug was a mere 2 or 3 inches from the actual socket itself, and so it the jump started, and it not only got all the power cords, but power cord happened to be going across over a speaker cable, so the speakers got to enjoy the show too. And so his entire system was toast, which was a real shame because the Adcom 565 monoblocks were a nice product, and it's turned into toast. So take the time to unplug. If you're going to be away from your home on a trip for any length of time, there may not be a storm today, but there may be a storm tomorrow. Simply unplug to be on the defensive. For those people who live out west, I spent years living in Utah. You know quite well that these little powerful cells can crop out of nowhere, pound the living crap out of an area for 5 minutes, and 10 minutes later, it's gone. So again, if you're going to be away, unplug. So my friends that are west of North Platte, Nebraska, all the way over to really into Nevada itself, I know the experience. I've seen the story. I've lived through it. I had one of my cars beaten to a pulp with hail in a storm that covered literally about 3 square blocks. And thank God a lot of other people suffered the same ways, because my insurance company probably wouldn't have believed it. And how could you only be the one damaged by hail with no one else while the whole 3 blocks get obliterated? But lightning is not something you play with. You don't go outside and watch it, and because it simply knows no mercy. So that's my spring and summer warning for everybody. It's becoming an annual one. Do take the time to check your household insurance to make sure what is covered and what is not. Normally they'll cover things like stoves and refrigerators and microwaves, but if you start talking $5,000 and $10,000 pieces of electronics, they may well not. I know a lot of insurance policies require you to reveal if you have valuable jewelry or watches in your home, and you'll be paying an insurance based upon the replacement value of those items. So some of this audio equipment will fall into that same category. So be smart, watch out for lightning, and if you have a problem, make sure you're insured. There we are. Thank you.